Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Commerce Show. Today, I'm more than really excited to receive Matt Lessard from Buster Fetcher. So, Matt is the founder of Buster Fetcher, but he's also the co-founder of Homeo Animal, an e-commerce store that sells in over 80 countries across the globe. Um, the talk was really, really interesting because Matt is in seed A, he's an e-commerce entrepreneur and he's a merchant, but in seed B, he's also a solution provider and is trying to improve the experience of selling online. So he's offering with Buster Fetcher lots of solutions to increase profitability into the operations and logistics of an e-commerce store. So this episode is really interesting if you want to learn about how to save money while shipping with the major carriers here in Canada. But it's also interesting if you want to learn more about what is Buster Fetcher, also the solution. But it's not a sales pitch. We're talking more about why you've created the solution, but also how it helps clients to save lots of money, but also what questions should you ask yourself prior to selecting a carrier, or also what tips or things you need to implement into your e-commerce operation to reduce your shipping cost. So this episode is really complete. You'll have an overview of what you need to know about logistics, and it was really, really interesting. So if you like our content, feel free to subscribe on our YouTube channel, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for being with us. The episode number 17 starts right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Commerce Show. Today, I'm really excited to receive a good friend of mine, Matt Lessard from Buster Fetcher. How are you, Matt?
Wow. I never knew you would come that off.
How are you today, Matt?
I'm doing great. And you?
Oh yes, I'm really really excited. We had a really nice conversation before the podcast, but most of the people maybe don't know you and don't know your background and why now. Maybe all the carriers around are listening what you have to say and are trying to optimize their internal process to deliver better quality to their clients. But prior we enter into your niche, that is logistic and carrier, I would like to know more about, you have a pretty complete e-commerce background. You were a developer and now you're an entrepreneur. So I would be more than interested to know more about what is your background.
In fact, I started in 2001 with a friend of mine. We started e-commerce platforms, so like Shopify, but in 2001. We had hundreds of customers who were willing to put their stuff online and to sell, and some went to Oprah and all this stuff. So it was a pretty challenging period of my time. Very funny too, because I never did even sell something online. So I was an e-commerce. We were creating website, their web store, selling online for them. Up to 2012 and 2013, where my wife and I started Susie and Bags. This is a store, and our first e-commerce store, which failed miserably. We started this. My wife loved bags. So we started doing drop shipping, and we started selling, but we were competing against Macy's. It was horrible, but we learned a lot. So it's totally different being an e-commerce consultant and having his own e-commerce store. Probably we'll talk about this later, but in 2013, we closed Susan Bags and start Homeo Animal. So it's a company where we providing natural products for animals all around the globe.
Okay.
more than 80 countries now,
Wow.
which bring us to Buster Fetcher in 2017. So
Huh.
that's my background.
That's amazing. And selling at 80 different countries. I guess you had a lot of logistic challenges that led to the ideas behind the Buster Fetcher. I'm
Yes.
really excited.
Our, our main issue we had was with friends first.
Okay.
It all started in 2008-9, where when my parents got their own e-commerce store, they were selling natural products and remedies for animals, mostly in the French part of the world. Uh, so when they were shipping a package to France, Canada Post took their package and gave the package to Chronopost in
Yep.
France, another carrier there. We had so much trouble with Chronopost there.
Mm.
So my father called his Canada Post rep and say that problem. Is it possible to change the carrier in France? He said, no, but there's a guarantee. There's an on-time guarantee that you have with your package. So if it's delivered later than what we promised you, you just call us and we will refund you the shipping fees. So
Mm.
in 2017, because we already have Homeo Animal, we had a rough time. So my father just told me again, hey, you should do your claim because yes, it takes time. It's pretty hard, but it's free money. You have money on the table. So
Of
that's
course.
how we started Buster Fitcher in 2017.
That's amazing. And I know we can say you're disrupting the market right now by providing. Oh yeah, you are, and that's what I hear from carriers. But yeah, that's you're disrupting the market right now with the solution to help the merchants to reduce their operation cost. Can you tell more about what Buster Fetcher is offering to the merchants? And now we understand why you've created Buster Fetcher, but explain us a little bit more what you're doing.
Yeah, so when you ship something using Canada Post, Purolator, FedEx, and UPS, the carrier take your package and tell you, I will deliver your package to the correct address in one piece, hopefully, and at a certain time. So they will promise you you will get that your customer will get that package on Wednesday. If the package is delivered on Thursday, just tell me and I will refund you the shipping fees because my promise was on Wednesday, so I will refund you the shipping fees.
Mhm.
For some carrier, it's even 1 minute later. So when there's a problem, an issue like this, most of the company don't know this. Those who know don't do anything because it's pretty time consuming to find all the late packages and do the claim online and all this stuff. So that's how we created Buster Fetcher. It takes 5 minutes to a customer to create a profile on our platforms. And once it's done, they just forget us. They will start in the next few days getting refunds from directly from their carrier, shipping carriers. They don't have to do anything. We will do all the job for them.
Wow.
Find, claim, and then they get the refund directly. We have a customer with using FedEx who got a $2,000 refund just for a 4 minute late package.
That's
It's a promise. It's a promise. When you sell something online, you
yeah,
promise to your customer, I will send you this package.
yeah.
The customer get a tracking number. I don't know for you, but when I have a tracking number, I'm looking many times every day to see where my package. I just order air tags, and I knew it was coming today, but I was looking all the time to see where my package is. Maybe I'm freak, but I know others that are doing this. Uh,
Were you
so
tracking the package with the hair tag of the air
I,
tag?
yeah, maybe you could use AirTags to track packages, but many customers are doing the same thing. So
Of course.
if your package is late, and the problem we had with Homeo Animal is that when you ship to Australia and your package is 1 day late, your customer knows that it's late because you did a promise based on the promise that your carrier did to you. So if your package is late, we ship product for $30 in Australia, and the customer paid $70 to get his package faster.
Hmm.
So they called us and said, "Hey, you have to refund me for the $70. It's late. I will not pay that money." So we pay the $70. We pay to get the customers, and then the product is $30. There's no profit there. So that's the
Doesn't make
reason
sense.
why it's a promise you do to your carrier, your customer, and your carrier does a promise to you too. So it's just common sense to respect that promise.
Yeah, that's amazing. So this is the main service that Buster
Yeah,
is currently offering. So you're available right now with CanPost, Purolator, FedEx, and UPS. Am I
yeah,
correct?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the four main ones. And
Yeah,
have you started to serve the US customers also,
we
or
have
the
a
US merchants?
few US customers, but not too much because it's a totally different game there. We want
Okay.
to focus here and make sure that we get everything that we can get from Canada. It's easier. We're here. Everything is easier. This is our main product.
Yeah.
So the second product we have, it's a report just for Canada Post commercial accounts. So
Okay.
it's a report that will tell you exactly your quick win, where you can save, compare your price with other companies with the same shipping profile,
Wow. Okay.
all this information that we have companies that saves hundreds of thousands of dollars just with this $349 product. So this is some things that we're very proud because it helped for real e-commerce merchant here in Canada, because we know that shipping is pretty expensive here in Canada
Yeah. Yeah.
compared to US.
Way more.
So if we can help to just put Canada in front of the crowd instead of behind everyone, that's our main goal.
Hmm. That's amazing. And I heard you've launched a shipping club also. What is
Yes,
all of what is it?
yes. The Buster Fisher Shipping Club. It's a partnership we did with Purolator,
Okay.
which shows how Purolator want to keep their promise. By the way, their tagline is promise. In French, it's promesse tenue. I don't remember the name in English, but makes that it says that they keep their promise.
Yeah.
So we did a partnership with Purolator to group customers so they can have better rates and get their package refunded if it's late, which is not possible for other companies. So the Buster Fisher Shipping Club mostly help small businesses to get better rates with premium carrier like shipping Purolator.
Yeah, Bureau is one of the best carrier
Yeah,
in Canada. Yeah,
yeah,
that's amazing to know. And just to go back a little bit, I know you talked about the fact you were an e-commerce entrepreneur, and you're still an e-commerce entrepreneur. You've been running for the last 8 years Homeo Animal, and I know you're serving a lot of customers, and now it's pretty big by now. Can you tell us how it is to be on the two sides of the market? So being a merchant, but also being a solution provider.
it's fascinating. It's so amazing to use to be in both worlds. You can have a clearer image of everything that's happening. In fact, I'm not that I'm not in the operation for every day in Homeo Animal. I'm there to
Okay.
the decision, but I have a great team that are helping us. Um, I've discovered that most of remember remember when I said first I started in 2001 with my e-commerce platform, giving advice to companies with their online store without having my own e-commerce.
Yeah.
So I discovered that if you want to hire a company, e-commerce agencies, you have to hire someone who has his own e-commerce store because
For sure.
it's changing everything. You understand when it's your own money, you understand how it works. It's so easy to give advice for something you never tested. You read something, it sounds amazing. So being on both sides, even if it's not Buster Fetcher, it's not an e-commerce platform solution, but it helps e-commerce businesses. It gives you something amazing to perform.
Hmm. That's amazing, and we realized that also on our end at Novatize, and since then now we're buying some of our customers or partner, and since we've started to be a merchant for it's almost been 2 years that we're merchant. We have evolved so fast,
Yep.
and I think now it's part of our core value here at Novatize to walk the talk. So when we offer a new service, a new app, a new strategy, we have tested it first with our brands, and it
Yep.
does make so much sense what what you say.
There's no
Um,
choice that you will give a better service to your customer. For
yeah.
the agencies, because you already test something, you know what it works. Even if every company is totally different, you will have the ability to give the best advice to your customer that way. It's a good thing you did.
Hmm. And if we go back and talk about the last 18 up to 20 months, I'm not sure
COVID
so
time.
far. Yeah, so the COVID period, I would like to know your point of view on how did the COVID affected the online purchase habits of customer. Do they really expect faster or slower or a different delivery experience?
Okay, you remember? I'm sure you're too young to remember this, but Elvis left the building. It's a sentence I heard so many times in my life.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. Patients left the building. Customer are so impatient right now. They want it faster, even if most of them understood for a certain time at the beginning of the pandemic that okay, carrier are overload and all this stuff, but pretty quick they were impatient. Our customer service at Homeo Animal, we see this person are impatient. Even if we're fast and we helping them, they want it faster. So because of Amazon doing this, and now Apple, I just ordered the AirTags at
Yeah.
9:30, and at 11:30 I got my AirTags delivered to my door using Uber Eat. So you cannot have a package delivered in 7 days if you want to keep your customer, or your competitor will take the place and deliver faster than you are.
That's
So
amazing.
since COVID, it changed everything.
So you were talking about Uber that now delivers packages. What should a merchant consider in terms of let's say features or advantage of a carrier prior they do their selection? So what they should be aware of and what they should think prior to select one.
Um, I know Novatize, you're giving advice and you're a agency, e-commerce agency, but you're not a cheap one, and
Yep.
you will understand where I'm going with this. You always get values for what you're paying for.
Hmm.
Yes, you can find a carrier that is so cheap, but at Buster Fetcher, we hear what merchants have every day, what problem they have with the carrier, the rep, their customer, the customer's experience. So it's worth the money to invest in a better or premium service. That's the reason why we took Purolator. It's because we almost never heard a bad problem with Purolator compared to other carrier. Yes, they're good, and we know that for every shipping carriers, there's good person who's working in these company and want the best for the companies. But Prulators, it's amazing, though probably just not looking for price, even if it
Hmm.
seems to be harder, but there's solution you can use. Buster Fetcher, we can help you, but there's so many different ways to have cheaper shipping, but use a premium company instead of using a cheap one because you will get what you're paying for. That's the
Hmm.
first thing.
Yep. That's really interesting because most of the time people are always looking at the price and trying
Yeah.
to reduce cut down their costs, and I guess you have to look also into your clause in the contracts you really want to make sure that you don't forget to put something into the contract. So what I've discovered, few carriers require the exclusivity of their services to provide you a better price. And when I discovered that, I was like, oh, that's mm, not sure
No,
I'm gonna go there.
no.
And yeah, I think the contracts need to be read carefully to prior you sign it, right?
Who is the customer? Is it the shipping carrier or the merchant?
No, no,
So
it's
you have the
the
power to
yeah,
to negotiate all this information and say, no,
of
I don't
course,
accept this. I'm the customer. There's other carrier here, and I will move to somewhere else. We have we when we started to use Buster Fisher Shipping Club for Homeo Animal,
yep,
we had customer who wrote us to thank us because we choose Prolator or a premium carrier before we were using someone else. I don't want to say this here, but we use now Prolator in Canada and we have amazing results and customers are thanking us for this. So this has value. This customer who is waiting for his package will be amazing if that's how Amazon took place. I
of
don't know
course,
if you remember, but when you before Amazon Prime, you were ordering something on Amazon, you push the add to my cart button, put your credit card, they say it will be delivered in 4 days and 2 days later you got your package.
yeah, under
The
promise, over
over
deliver.
delivering thing made Amazon the best in the world for
Yeah,
the logistic thing. So if you're not doing this, if you're not using premium service, even if you have the most beautiful package or even if you have the best team in place, this is that's the reason why they say it's the last mile.
hmm,
This is the last part. If the shipping carrier do a awful job, they will think it's you the problem, you the merchant, not the
of
shipping
course.
carrier. That's your fault. So
Would you recommend at that point to have more than just one carrier, especially
yeah,
for the surge period?
yeah, for every time. Would you think that someone is smart by investing all his money in Apple? Yes, Apple is a great company, but if you invest everything and there's a crash, you will lose everything.
Yeah.
Last year, we have customer, merchant, big store chain who was relying on Canada Post, and Canada Post just decided like this. We put a cap on the package you can ship in a day.
Oh yeah, I
So
heard
we
of
have
that.
customer who called us angry like hell. And now they add more than carrier. Having more than one carrier gives you choice. And when you have choice, you have power.
Hmm.
Your e-commerce is a business. A business is an investment. So if you put all your egg in one basket, you will have problem for sure one day.
Yeah, it's gonna be
That's
dangerous.
the, that's that's the reason why most people use the Buster Fisher Shipping Club because they add a new carrier just in case. They ship they still use their main carrier because they're happy with it. They love the rep and all this stuff, but they
Yeah.
have another option.
Hmm. That's that's amazing. And I would like to know also what a merchant can expect in terms of results after the implementation of a solution like Buster Fisher. Are we talking about huge percentage or huge amount of money that you can get back from it?
It depends on a lot of things.
Okay.
First, where you are, where you're shipping, when are you shipping your packages. So there's a lot of different things that will change the percentage.
Okay.
But we've seen 10, 15, 20, up to 25% of our customer package delivered later than the carrier promise. So because they were customer of Buster Fisher, they got refunded for their shipping fees. It can be tens of thousands of dollars for a month,
Hmm. That's
and it's pure profit.
yeah.
So a small business who ship 20 package a day for $8 to ship the package. We know it's more than this, but For the example, it will be $8.
Yeah.
You ship 20 packages a day, $8. And if 10% is late, it's around $5,000 you could have refunded by your shipping carrier in a year for 5 minutes
Wow.
creating an account with Buster Fisher or doing your claims. How many product you have in your warehouse that you have to support, that you have to pay for it, that will give you $5,000 of pure profit in your inventory? Not that
None.
much for a 20 package shipped every day.
Yeah.
There,
Scale that up,
there's
and it's
yes.
amazing.
Put instead of $8, it's $12.
Yeah.
You change everything. It's 15%. Totally different thing.
Mm.
So it can help a business amazingly.
To succeed. Yeah. And what do you think will be the biggest challenge for merchants in the next year or so? And what's your vision about the delivery and the challenges?
It will be faster and faster. I
Oh, yeah.
was
Okay.
amazed when I order on the Apple store. I'm discovering right now Apple HomeKit.
Hmm.
Did you discover this? So now I'm happy because I can switch on the light in my office, even if I'm just doing this, it works. But I'm totally amazed by how it works, the doorbell and all this stuff. So I went to the Apple online store, and when I was ordering, I've seen the shipping date on Friday or $13, and you will get your product before between 11 and 1 p.m. I order it, and Uber Eats came to my door and gave me my product. It was mind blowing. It's 1 hour, 30 minutes later, and I got my package here.
That's
So
amazing.
what will change the e-commerce? It's how fast we will get our product, and it's a big challenge for the big shipping carrier to have this
Hmm.
because yes, you can send a package for $8, but it will take 7 days. Most of the customer don't want to wait for 7 days. They will put ads on Facebook saying yes, the customer want the cheapest price, but they don't care about how fast it's delivered. But the, Amazon is the biggest in the world because they're shipping fast and it's getting at your home fast.
And talking about Amazon, I know you're working on an Amazon tool to help merchants. Can you spoil us a few of the features you're working on, and when can we expect that to be on the market?
It's still in beta.
Okay.
So when a merchant ship his packages to Amazon, Amazon will store the package in their warehouse all around the world. If a product is damaged or lost, the merchant is entitled for a refund for the price of the product. That's their fault.
Yeah.
Usually, Amazon will refund the product directly, but we've discovered that around 20% of the time they just forgot to refund it.
Oh, they
So
forgot.
they forgot. So we're working on something. We're testing it, um, and on something that will just you connect your Amazon, and we will look through all your inventory to see if there's something that Amazon did not refund to you, so you could get a refund too.
Hmm. So almost the same principle of the feature with the carriers, but now it's with Amazon. So
Yeah,
that's
we
amazing.
love win-win situation, so that's a win-win situation.
That's really cool. And do you have, as a closing question, do you have a strategy that outside of Buster that would help merchant to reduce their shipping cost that they can implement today?
One that is so easy, and we've seen few merchants having this. Two, I will give you two. Okay,
Oh wow,
one,
one
it's
bonus.
automatic billing. So the merchant are creating the shipping labels with Canada Post,
Yep.
and at the end of the day, they will create the manifest.
Manifest, yeah.
So a manifest, what is a manifest? It's a instead of scanning every product you have, Canada Post will just scan a manifest which contain all the information of all the packages you will ship. Okay.
Hmm.
If you forgot to send one package, or if you don't send your manifest at the end of the day and you're supposed to, they will charge you 95 cents for every package they had to scan. We
Hmm.
have customer who lost thousands of dollars just with this. It takes 5 minutes, 5 seconds to change in your internal process. 5 seconds for it, 95 cents. It's a lot for
Oh
one
yeah,
per package.
it is.
And I understand that Canada Post has to do this because they they have to scan for every package. If you have one, it's not a big deal. But if you have a manifest, usually you ship more than a package. The second one, it's we've discovered that 62% of the online merchant that we're scanning, more than 1,500 customers around the Canada-wise, uh, they create label,
Yep.
but they don't ship the product. So
Hmm.
they create a shipping label.
Yeah.
It's on the manifest, but they don't ship the product. So they pay for the shipping label. They pay for the order. 62% of our customer that we are scanning every day, at least once, pay for a shipping label and never canceled it. So that's something
Wow.
that it's very important to look for. Our customer, we say that to them, look for this because it's free money. And we put a safety net. You have 90 days to claim it to Canada Post or your carrier. It's not just Canada Post. So we put a safety net. So we will claim them if you forgot to do this. But which is amazing, we have customer who lost tens of thousands of dollars because of this. Paying for because most of the company just get the bill from the shipping carrier. Oh, it cost a lot, but they don't dig into the invoice and find pure profit on the table, and they don't
Hmm.
do anything. So it can happen because of it's not because of the shipping carrier. It's because of most of the time of your internal process. Uh, we had that problem with Homeo Animal because we had an issue with one of our software when we were printing the shipping label. Uh, for no reason, one label was missing, so we were paying for that label. We don't
Wow.
know why, but no product was shipped because of this.
Hmm.
So this this one are two great tips you can put today in place and save a lot of money.
Hmm. That's amazing. Thank you for those really nice advice. And on a final note, I would like to know how do you stay up to date about the e-commerce industry these days?
The Commerce Show, Facebook group. Uh, I'm reading and listening to a lot of audiobook.
Hmm.
So I'm walking for 1 to 2 hours per day, listening audiobooks on every subject.
Mm,
So
amazing.
most business books that I'm listening to, but we have an amazing team at Homeo Animal that help us to bring new things. But I don't know. I'm just looking everywhere and trying to learn as much as possible from YouTube, from podcasts, from yeah.
And
That's how
do,
I can stay up to date most of
and
the
do
time.
you recall one of the best audiobook you had about e-commerce or business? What would be your
Uh,
go-to if someone never listened to an audiobook and would like to start with a really nice one? Which one should it be?
I will give you two. Profit First.
Okay.
Profit First is an amazing book that Antoine, one of our friends, recommend to me. Um, the story of this book is you have to pay yourself first and put profit aside before paying everything else. When a company is
Wow.
failing, it's because they don't have any cash flow. So if you put money first, even if they ask you to start with 1%, twice a week, I think, you put just 1%. And then the next quarter, you put 2%. And the next, you will not see any difference with 1% per week, putting this money aside for profit. The second book is The Road Less Stupid. I've
Okay.
discovered this book because the man who wrote that book was at a Tony Robbins event, Business
Oh, yeah.
Mastery. We attended that event few weeks ago now, and I've read that book, which makes you think. You have to sit once or twice a week asking yourself a question like, I will give you an example. If I want my e-commerce store to grow like crazy just on referral, what can I do? And now you have your notebook. You write your question on top of the notebook. You put your timer for 1 hour, and you put number one, and you're waiting. You're reading your question again, and you will have amazing answer that will come to your mind.
Hmm.
So this book is totally amazing. If you like to ask yourself question, and now we use this inside of Buster Fisher and Homeo Animal just to improve the company like crazy.
Wow, that's amazing. I'll do it. I'll do it for sure.
Yeah,
That's and I'll read those. Actually, I'm gonna listen to those because I
yeah.
have too much attention disorder to read books. But I like to purchase the book physically also. But yeah, funny
Mm.
funny story. And
It's faster when you have the audiobook because you can put that at 2x. Or my son's listening is listening ebooks at 3x. I can't, but at 2x it's possible.
yeah, with a lot of coffee, I guess 3x
Probably,
would be better.
probably. Yeah.
And what would be your best advice for someone that would like to own a business like yours?
Power is proximity. That proximity is power. Sorry. So be everywhere, watch everywhere, and we've learned a lot of things by not wanting to do something. So just reading and put that in your mind. Your subconscious is so powerful. Just read, learn, and being near like the Facebook group you guys have is amazing. It's in French, but there's other Facebook groups all around the world.
Yeah.
You will learn a lot of things, and the best is not that when you go with smaller businesses, but bigger businesses. Susie, my wife, just discovered e-commerce fuel, which is a private forum. You
Mhm.
have to pay to be in it, but businesses are like 5, 10 millions. They started the business from scratch, and the business 1 year later is selling like 5 million, 10 millions.
Hmm.
It's amazing. We think too small here in Canada.
Yeah.
So doing this is amazing. So proximity is power. I think it would be the best advice I could give you.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt. It was really a pleasure to meet you again. And if people have questions for you, they can reach you out directly on LinkedIn, I guess. Would it be the
Yeah,
best?
LinkedIn, Matt Lessard, Lessard. Don't forget the Renee. It's
Yeah,
not
it
on
was
that
just a joke.
there.
Yeah.
It's just Matt Lessard or on busterfitcher.com.
I'll put those links into the episode comments. Thank you so much, Matt. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to be with you today. Bye.
Yes. Bye.